Okay, we're going to do another day of practicing mid-segments, and these are just the same, but they're a little bit harder. So I'm going to do maybe 2 with you, and then the rest will be on your own. So we're going to do number 6 together, and notice that this is telling me that P is a midpoint of MO. So that means that these two, if it's a midpoint, that means it cuts it in half, so each half would be the same. It also tells me that Q is the midpoint of MN, so that means that these two are congruent. So when we know that, then we know that this is a midsegment. And with that information, they want us to find the length of PQ. So we're looking for this length right here. So when we find out what X is, we're going to have to plug it back in. Here's what I know. Two of these, 2 of PQs equals 1 ON. Okay? So I'm just going to do 2 of them. So I'm going to say 2 of these, 5x minus 26, equals 1 of 9x minus 37. So you can either add it twice, or you can distribute the 2, or you can just double each term, which is what we're going to do. 2 times 5x is 10x, and 2 times 26 is 52. So what we really have is 10x minus 52 equals 9x minus 37. And then we're just going to solve this like normal. So we're going to always move your smaller x. That way you don't have negative x's. So if I subtract 9x from both sides, I get 1x over here minus 52 equals negative 37. Let me remember my negative 37. Negative 37. And I'm not going to write the 1, but you can if you want. So I'm going to add 52 to both sides. These 52s will go away, and I'll get that x equals whatever 52 minus 37 is. And I get 15. So x equals positive 15. So if I look back, PQ was 5x minus 26. 5x minus 26. But x is 15. So I've got to actually work this out. Let me make sure. X was 15, yeah. Okay. So 5 times 15, I think, is 75. Let me see. Yeah, so 75 minus 26, which I have to do this too. So 15 minus 6 is 9, and 6 minus 2 is 4. So this will be 49. So that would be the Bahamas. So when you're filling out your math lib, the answer for number 6 will be the Bahamas. Okay, they get a little bit harder at the end. So let's do number 10 together. It says if line segment FG, line segment GH, and line segment FH are mid-segments of triangle CDE, what's the perimeter of triangle CDE? So we know that they're the mid-segments. So here's what we know. We know that this is half of this. We also know that this is half of this. And we know that this is half of this, because they tell us that all of those are mid-segments of that triangle. And the mid-segment and the corresponding side are always parallel. So that's why, these two belong together. And these two belong together. Notice they're parallel to each other. So we have 3 different problems here that we have to work out. And then we have to plug those values back in. And then we have to find the perimeter of the triangle. So this is going to take a little bit of time. So let's just get started. We'll do the x's first. So I know that 2x plus 9, 2 of them, so 2 of these would equal 1 of this. So 2 of them equals 7x plus 6. So 2 of these would be 4x plus 18 equals 7x plus 6. And then you're just going to solve. I'm going to move the 4x because it's smaller. If I move the 7x, I'll get a negative x, which isn't horrible, but I usually try not to get negative x's if I can avoid it. And then I'm going to subtract 6. And I'm going to get 18 minus 6 is 12. And I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. And x will equal 4. So we know what x, so let's go ahead and just say x, oops, wait a minute, I just messed up. Okay, so x equals 4. We know that much. So let's go ahead and solve for y. And the y would be this one and this one. So 2 of these would equal 1 of these. So y minus 1 twice equals 4y minus 50. Okay, notice that I just wrote it this time. I just said y minus 1 and another y minus 1. Either way, it doesn't matter. When you combine like terms, you're going to get 2y minus 2. Either way, equals 4y minus 50. I'm going to move the 2y because it's smaller. And these will go away. And I'll be left with negative 2 equals 2y minus 50. Then I'm going to add 50. And I get that these go away. And I get 2y equals 48. So now I'm going to divide by 2. These 2's go away. And I get that y equals 24. So let's go ahead and go back and look at that one. So y equals 24. So I think we have all the information that we need now. We can start plugging things back in and start figuring stuff out. What I need to know is I need to know this length. I need to know this length. And I need to know this length. Because whatever those are, let's say this was 10, let's say this was 20, and this was 30. I would just add 10 plus 20 plus 30, and that would give me the perimeter. Because that's how you find the perimeter of any object, is you add up all the lengths of the sides. The good news for us is that we don't have to do any work for the red side. The red side is just going to be like 15 plus 15, because it's going to be 15 doubled, which is 30. So I already know what the red side is. It's 30. So let's figure out what the black side is. So that's the y side. So we need to take this and plug in 24 for y. So let's go ahead and do that. So it was 4y minus 50, and y was 24. So you can use your calculator for this. I'm just going to do it manually, but 24 times 4, that would be like 4 days, which is 96. 96 minus 50 would be 46. So we know what the black side is now. Oops. This is 46. Now we need to figure out what the green side is, which would be the x. So 7x plus 6 when x is 4. And 28, 7 times 4 is 28, plus 6 would be 34. So now we have all of the lengths of the sides of the triangle. So we're just going to add those up. So 30 plus 46 plus 34. Well, this will be 10, carry the 1. And then I have 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 1 more is 11. So I should get 110. Let's see if our answer is there. Wanted to get a laugh. So you would put that in as your answer on the math lib. So they are getting a little bit more involved. They're not terribly hard, but you have a lot of steps. So you have to do the other 8, fill in the math lib, and then show me when you're done. Make sure you ask if you have any questions. Just raise your hand and I'll answer any questions you have.